Hello everyone and welcome back to PAX and Recreation. And today we are joined here by Clive to actually open a bundle. The Final Fantasy bundle, as you saw by the title. But Final Fantasy, or should I say Let's the Fantasy, because for reasons of this crazy market, the only bundle that I could get my hands on is a German bundle, which I'm okay with that. I like to have cards in multiple languages. However, a little bit of a story here. I wanted to buy a bundle, a normal bundle. So this one, basically, a bundle in English, just because all my cards are in English, not because of anything in particular. And it got cancelled. So there's that. And together with my collector boosters, I had a different pre-order for a gift bundle that is still being processed. And mind you, this is all different stores. So either I am very unlucky or this is the general gist of the thing. I don't know. So I was without a bundle, right? And I wasn't going to, so I was like, okay, cancel it and I'm going to buy it. I guess I will live without a bundle. I will buy it later for more or less the price because it will go down, I hope. But then we got this beautiful comment from Didi Kerken or Dedek Erken or Dedek Kerken. I don't know how to pronounce it, so I'm butchering it. And he was all like, looking forward to see your bundle. And I'm like, do it for the crew, for the real one. So here we are. And a friend of mine was like, listen, I can get you a German one for MSRP. And I'm like, well, I will go with that. I am okay with paying $10 more, maybe, for above MSRP. And these ones are already more expensive than the normal bundles. Because it's a hot item and speculation is everywhere. So I'm like, okay, I can pay $10 more. I'm not going to pay $30-$40 more for a bundle. Come on, guys, what is this? So this one's actually MSRP. The only downside is that it's in German. So downside because, well, I'm not fluent in German. I get some things, which you are going to see in a second. It's going to be very funny. But for the normal reviews that we do for a bundle, it's more or less the same. The contents are the same. The only thing that changes is the language of the cards. So this is just a multicultural experience. Like Final Fantasy, every instance in the series is different. And same with languages in this channel. So the Final Fantasy bundle. We have Sephiroth right in there because God forbid you have a Final Fantasy product that doesn't have Sephiroth or Cloud in there. And then you have Lightning behind Sephiroth in a pose that really looks like she's about to strike Sephiroth. Which I don't know if it was intentional. And then yes, insert all the jokes from back in the day that Cloud is basically that Lightning is basically Cloud with a wig, which actually that happens in Final Fantasy VII. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, just look like Lightning Cloud comparison, which also look at those names: Cloud, Lightning. Come on. in defense, Clive is also not a very far-fetched name, but basically, like Cloud and Lightning and defense is pretty... So there was a meme back in the day that is like, oh, it's the same. They just changed the... So I guess maybe that's an inner joke. I don't know. So it contains 9 play booster and besides that, the usual, right? So Final Fantasy, the Final Fantasy is back here. What we're interested about is mostly the box and the die, which is the only things that, and I guess the promo card, which it has a trick. You don't get both those that are there. You get one of a rarity. So I guess we will see what we pull, and then you get 9. See, even in different languages it applies. You get 9 in text play boosters with 14 cards each, and then the lands, which for Final Fantasy they are all full art, which is actually pretty cool. So, made in Belgium, like actually all the English Magic the Gathering stuff in Europe. That's it. So let's get right into it. And who knows, maybe we will have fun along the way. So Sephiroth right here. If this is what I expect, by the way, I haven't seen an opening of any bundle. So that's why I'm like, oh, let's see what this thing has. The outer shell is always to, I guess it should be the lightning, right? Yes, exactly. So lightning on one side, Sephiroth on the other, not bad. And does it match? No, it doesn't match. Like Sephiroth on this side, you get lightning here and lightning's here. So I don't know. I don't know if it's intentional, but I digress. So let's see. That's all that there is in the box. What's in the box? Not much, as you can see. Now the insert, we get this amazing art of Sephiroth and by Wisnu Tan, which I hope is not the second name I butcher. And on the other side, we get lightning from Shiyu, which I hope I'm also pronouncing right. So not bad. I have to say I like this style, but this one just resonates more with me, not because it's Sephiroth in particular. You know, I think this is more in line with what we expect. Obviously, if you make me pick, I will always go with Yoshitaka Amano, but it is what it is. So fortunately, the box is more or less sober. You know, if I had my way, I guess that the box for the bundle will be basically this, just the Final Fantasy logo. You know, there's this whole thing about how like modern Final Fantasies have modern covers, and the modern covers have a lot of stuff on them. Like you have the character and all this stuff. But the original Final Fantasy covers were very sober. It was basically like the Final Fantasy logo and then some sort of symbol here or in the back that was representative of one of the themes of Final Fantasy. So if you see the Final Fantasy VII logo and you have the planet and all the thing, and Final Fantasy VI has Terra back in it, and so on, right? So all of them have like something in this, I don't know how to call it, watercolor style in the back. And the covers for the PlayStation games and the Super Nintendo games and the NES games and whatnot, well, some of them, it depends on the region that you are, were basically just the text with the number and the logo. And it was very sober, but it was like, listen, here is Final Fantasy. So if the bundle was this, I wouldn't be mad at all, but I guess you need to put the characters. So Sephiroth on one side, same key art that we have on the box, a magic logo, well, Planeswalker logo, you got a point, and lightning on the other. So yeah, they basically, you know how they normally have the art of these, and you have this art in the box. Well, I was expecting that they don't do this because this is very. This is my first day playing with PNGs, so they didn't do that. Instead, they put one on each side, which. Okay, I guess you need to put characters. Again, if I had my way, it would be like something like this, just like Final Fantasy. But I guess this is okay. I don't know. It feels weird to have like lightning and Sephiroth. If you're going to commit, just go Sephiroth and Cloud, I guess. You know, not because I hate lightning. I play Final Fantasy 13-2. No, 13. Half of 13-2 and lightning returns. Almost all of it. So it was a different time. Fabula Nova Crystallis. So the box, the usual. So it's not bad looking. I prefer the Sephiroth art. This pose is just not doing it for me, but it is what it is. And the usuals. So the boosterinos, the die, and the thing we don't longer have the cup, as you know. So the dividers are, well, I guess based on the art. They are recycling a bunch of art here, which I don't mind, but we have more art for these characters. So we have lightning on one side, +1/+1 counters, a Final Fantasy Crystal mini divider, and then Sephiroth. Very cool divider. Then some other counters, like for Final Fantasy, Shield, Summon Sickness, and this is, some people say this is Death Touch, but I also saw that this was, what's the name of this? Finality counter, I think. So I don't know, let me know. Some people use this as Death Touch, and some people use this as Finality counter, so let me know. So there you go. These, nothing crazy, but very cool dividers, I have to say, like, compared to some of the dividers that we get sometimes. Now, boosters, which the usual, but in this case, in German, or Dutch. Can you see it? You can see it very well but Dutch or Deutsch, I don't know. Swear to God, I don't know how it's pronounced, so I'm not going to butcher your language if you speak German. So the die, let's get right into the thingy that everyone likes about the bundles. What about the die? So as you can see, the die is not in German, so that doesn't really matter. Now, if I am allowed to be nitpicky, okay, I like it that we put here a Mogu, but I guess that the other logos were not available. Like, why? Like, you could put a chocobo here, which is the commander logo. I guess that you didn't want to put like the Final Fantasy logo, because when we open the cards, you will see that the logo for the set is kind of ugly. It's like FF and a crystal. Like, I like it. It explains perfectly what's happening, but at the same time, it's like, and I guess they didn't want to go with this. So, but this is okay. Now, if I want to be nitpicky, which the logo here is for 20, the Planeswalker logo is for 1. If you want to do that, I guess it's because Wizards was like, no, we're gonna put some Final Fantasy stuff, but we need to make it clear that this is Magic cross Final Fantasy, and there you go. I would put like a Chocobo and a Moguri, or like, I don't know, something, I guess. But the colors, as you can see, it's like nacre. It's not really transparent. It gives a translucent vibe, but not really. So it's cool. It's not the worst die I ever seen. I guess better this than plain white. And they went with the Final Fantasy aesthetic, which is white with black text. Now, if I'm allowed to be nitpicky, then ideally, this should be Roman numbers, which will make the die kind of difficult to read. But this should be, like Final Fantasy 1, 2, 5, 7, etc. Like the number should be there, which technically gets us until 16 if you want to be canon. From this moment on, we don't have more Final Fantasy. We don't have Final Fantasy 17, 18, 19, or 20. But I guess we will see them in our lifetimes. I hope. So the die is pretty cool. And the box as usual, I put it to the side. Now, the reference cards, which this time they are in German, so I have a reason to save them compared to the normal ones. But Blocken and Angreifen, I guess. So attack and block. Be cool. Again, if you are German, if you speak German, write my Duolingo performance. So let's see the promo. We got Artemisa and the Zeit. Let's see. End of the world? No. I don't remember the original name of this card. Oh, we got Cloud Midgard Soldier. Not bad. This is actually a very good pull. And in foil. So not bad. As you can see, what I was saying was, this is very good in terms of value, which I guess is actually, it's not very good. It's okay in terms of value. But I guess that's also what made this a huntable thing. They put here Sephiroth and Lightning, which are literally the cards with the art that we have on the sides. But it's random, right? And there is, I guess, some group in the US was attempting to sue Wizards because it's not very clear that it's random. And it makes you think that you're getting those, because also the box has like Sephiroth and Lightning. So as you can see, we got Artemisia and Cloud. So not a bad pool at all. Just to be clear, as a friendly reminder, yes, you can have cards in different language, both in, well, if you play with proxies, you can do whatever you want, but in official Magic, in official sanctioned Magic, you can have cards in different language, as long as it's a language that is printed by Wizards of the Coast, and you can provide a reasonable explanation to your opponents. So if you go to a play, for example, if I make this my commander, or I put this in my commander deck, it's okay, it's not illegal, because the rest of my deck is in English, and I have some cards in Spanish, some cards in Italian, and some cards in German, and some cards in French. As long as I can explain to my opponent what is this, or, we're in the era of technology, so you just pull your phone and just show them the card and they can read it in their language and everyone agrees, is okay. Obviously, if the card is in the same language as everyone that is playing on the table, it's easier for convenience, but there is nothing in the rules against that. It specifically states, as long as you can provide a reasonable and quick explanation of the card, and showing the cell phone with the translation, with the actual official card effect, is better than anything, I guess. But you need to provide that. You need to be helpful. You can't just be like, oh, it's in German. If you don't understand German, that's your problem. It's like, otherwise people won't play with you. You will just look like an asshole. So the lands, we have the usual land pack, but in this time, some in foil, some in non-foil, and all of them are full art, which is the default for the set, and I love it. And we have all these locations across Final Fantasy games. So some of them are more creative because we never saw them like in detail. Final Fantasy 2, Final Fantasy 5, Swamp, So like, if you allow me the hillbilly comment, one thing that I always appreciated about German and English is that you can tell that there is a chain there, like swamp, right? Like I don't understand German. Obviously, I see this is a swamp, so it's not like I'm making predictions here, but if you pronounce this more like you can get there. It's like swamp, okay. Like mountain, however, not that close, right? So I guess that mountain comes from Latin because montaña. I don't know. Forest, that's also one that is not very close. So it's not with everywhere, but sometimes you see it and you go like, oh, and wastes. There's only one waste, so which is Oddness. I don't know how to pronounce this, but this is a freaking cool name. It's a lot better than wastes. Standard land, very cool. And then the non-foil cards, right? So if you're new to the channel, yes, I do stop to appreciate all the random things of products that we open. Now we're going to the boosters. So yeah, I guess this is the timeline that you need to put in the comments to say this is when the actual pack opening starts. Let's see. First pack in German for Final Fantasy. What will we get? I'll put this thing here, I guess. Brennan, I'm going to try, but Brennender Bomber, I guess is the same. Waffenverkaufer. Yeah, I'm going to offend an entire country, so I'm just going to go like, oh, this is a cool card. And some of these I know the name. Some of these I am prettier with my mouth shut. So Gobu Gardner. Also, one thing that I don't have that context, and I would like to know if someone that actually was raised with Final Fantasy in German. I don't know if did they do any wink details to like things that only exist in the German translations of the games. Because I know that they did that for Spanish, for example. Final Fantasy VII has some infamous translation errors that have become like memes in the video game community across all the Spanish-speaking countries, like in Latin America and Spain. And since Final Fantasy VII was one of the few new games that came translated to the PlayStation 1, that really affected a whole generation. Oh, Sarah. So we have Lightning in the box and Sarah in the packs. So, and it's double-sided. So Sarah in crystals or Sarah crystallized? But yeah. So not bad. Not crazy, but not bad. And then a noodle cup noodle. This is in foil, not bad. This is Gladiolos, right? Eating it, yeah. A mountain, very cool looking mountain. I love the lands in this set. And a Vogel. There's a bird, I'm assuming. And Zauberer. Spellcaster? Wizard? Witch? My memory for these things is... Well, the other day I messed up some... Man, I need to do a short or something. I was like, yeah, we were talking. I pulled a Final Fantasy special version for Squall from Final Fantasy VIII. And I was like, yeah, man, the man with the machine gun. And yeah, I don't know. I'm getting old, I guess. With obviously it's Laguna. The one that is the man with the machine gun, and I was happily corrected about that. Oh, Vincent, all right, let's go. So I'm really like, I'm this close. I will do a short because I'm like, I'm going to just replay Final Fantasy VIII. I kind of allow myself to live like this. So Vincent Valentine and Ultima, nice. So the transformation for Vincent, not bad. I love these cards. And Ultima. Ooh, special card. Let's see. Oh, Newfound Adventure. And these ones are in English because these cards are if I remember correctly, these cards only come in English, so it is what it is. New Final Adventure, not bad. I love that visual style of Final Fantasy Tactics. And someone will say, well, it's not only Final Fantasy Tactics, but leave me alone. I love Final Fantasy Tactics. Buy the remake. Well, technically it's a remaster. But no, well, it's not a remaster. I was actually reading about it, and they don't have the code. So they have to kind of rebuild it from scratch. And it won't have War of the Lions on it, apparently, which is a kick in the balls. So it's not a remaster, and but it's kind of not what we assume it's a remake. But technically, it's a remake. It's like like Final Fantasy VII remake. It's literally a remake of the game. They remade it. So I guess. But yeah, I'm gonna buy that game. I'm gonna play that game. I'm gonna burn it into my retinas once again. One of my most beloved games of all time, Final Fantasy Tactics. It's a formative game. It's one of those games that you play when you're younger, and that's what made me love tactics games. Like tactical RPGs. Tifa Lockhart, not bad. This is not the one from the Commander decks. See it, by the way, this is the Final Fantasy set logo. It's not bad, but it's, I understand why they didn't put it into the die. It's kind of whatever. Laden Besitzerin in foil. I don't remember the name of this card in English. The problem with being old and not remembering. So held this hero. This closes is like Wizards of Spellcast. I could check it, but it's part of the fun. It's just winging it. I don't want to stop the video, go check. You're waiting while I check. What does it mean? I prefer to be corrected, but I think it's Wizard. Looking at the tokens, I just don't remember it. Hectoauge, Schlamweisen, Schrecken. Well, I guess my homework for today. I should have done it before, I guess, but it's part of the fun. I am really going to look for some unboxing stuff with German YouTubers just to see them, like how you really pronounce these cards. The only good thing is that when it's a character card name, the character name doesn't change. So there is that. This is Chocobo Farm, yeah, and Black Chocobo, Schwarzer Chocobo, Schwarz is black, right? Maybe I'm wrong. The Dark Crystal, I think. This is a brain exercise. You're trying to guess it and not stumble all over the place. A place, and some things like this you can just. Everyone knows that's a plane. I'm curious, actually. Like, do people? This is Genova, right? Yeah. Some people, there's this video from Mystic Studies. She's one of my favorite Magic YouTubers. He does art, and it's called 100 Proof. I think is the name of the video, and it's a video about how some people are doing commander decks that are 100 artist proofs. And if you're new to artist proofs, well, he will explain it in the video, so go check the video. But if you're new to artist proof, it's similar to this, literally. Like, you get like a card like this. So Wizards sends artist proofs to the artist, not all of them, and not always. It really depends. I don't know what's the criteria for that. I don't work for Wizards, for better or worse. But for example, say that you are the artist that did Excalibur 2, which in this case you will be Russell Dongan Lu, right? So you will get a bunch of these cards, a bunch of copies of these, but they are, oh nice, Butler and Fran. They are blank on the back. They don't say Magic the Gathering. So they are artist proofs, and the idea is that you have proofs and you can sell them, and normally artists paint stuff on the back. They do, like, sometimes it's a quick thing, or they sign it, or but the usual, oh nice, Battle at the Big Bridge. Nice, Final Fantasy V. Let's go. Man, nothing beats Yoshitaka, man. I mean, I don't no disrespect to all these artists. I know I will give my non-dominant hand to be able to draw like them, but Yoshitaka Mano just has like this otherworldly style, man. And see, this is the thing. This card, this Fatal Push, is okay. Like, it's a good card. But this art... Demon Wand? Demon Hand, I guess, maybe? Swamp. So yeah, basically the artist proofs are that, and the artist will sell them, and they will draw something in the back. And sometimes they take requests. And it's a way for artists to make like an extra money. You like the art, you support the artist, and they do like a drawing or something. So it's something good. And the video explores that some people have a commander deck, or multiple ones. There are like 100 artist proof cards, and they draw the actual alternate art versions of the card that is supposed to be representing on the back, and they just play with the back. So like no text or no nothing. I'm not really doing justice to the video, so if you haven't checked it, go check it. From Ristic Studies. I mean, he doesn't need an introduction. If you're watching Magic the Gathering videos in this channel, you likely already know his work. He's great. But maybe you don't, and in that case, go watch it. I really love those videos. He has one about foils that is Krispy Kreme, bro. So, oh nice, Rinoa. Garland, that transforms, and Squall, which is not the man with the machine, and Chaos on the other side. Which that's what a lot of people were like, ooh, this... the Final Fantasy... What was the name of the game? It was Trouble in Paradise, Final Fantasy Origins or something like that. People thought it was a prequel to Final Fantasy 1, but apparently no. It's not like an isekai. Squall Seed Soldier. Nice. Final Fantasy 8 had the hardest job, man. Like when you have to follow Final Fantasy 3. Final Fantasy 7. That's a tough one. To be fair, Final Fantasy 7 also had a tough job following Final Fantasy 6. So all Final Fantasies, to a degree, up to a certain point, always have a... obviously Final Fantasy 16 has the weight of of the entire Final Fantasy saga on its shoulders. But it's different because it's not like Final Fantasy 15 is one of the most beloved games. Some people actually doesn't like at all Final Fantasy 15. So, Final Fantasy 16 actually had it somewhat easy, in the sense that it's like, well, for a lot of people, it's not that hard to surpass Final Fantasy 15. But back in the day, like Final Fantasy 1, 2, 3, for some people, Final Fantasy 3 is where it's at. Then 4, for some people, Final Fantasy 4 is where it's at. And then 5, right? And then 6. Even at the Square level, the development story of Final Fantasy 6 is crazy. Those guys went full like berserker, like we're going to give our best, it's going to be the best game ever, and we're going to do everything in our power to make it happen. And they did. Final Fantasy 6 freaking rocks, and to a lot of people, myself included, is the best Final Fantasy. But it was the best. Again, obviously this is subject to preference, so maybe for you it's not, and that's very understandable. For a lot of people, it's Final Fantasy VII after all. The people say that your favorite Final Fantasy or the best Final Fantasy is your first Final Fantasy, so it's really a matter of taste. But I say that 6 is more or less atemporal. Like Final Fantasy VII, you can play it now, and the graphics. That's why we have the remake. But even though it's not the same story. But Final Fantasy VI is 2D, so it doesn't get better than that. Yes, you can have better sprites, but it's pixel art. It's more or less immortal. So it's a very good game. But then Final Fantasy VII came in. Final Fantasy VII is to Final Fantasy VI in terms of jump what Ocarina of Time is to A Link to the Past in multiple ways, right? So they put everything they had. A lot of people that were supposed to be like Final Fantasy VI was supposed to be the last Final Fantasy. They were so pumped by Final Fantasy VI and its performance. They were like, okay, I guess we need to double down on this. Oh, nice. and they did Final Fantasy VII. And for a lot of people, oh nice, Final Fantasy VII is the best game in the saga, and some may even say, oh Shinryu, nice. Some may even say it's the best game ever, and you know there are reasons for that. And back in the day, it was one of the most expensive, if not the most expensive game ever done. And you know it's a very long game. It's full of beautiful art, beautiful music. So you do that, and then you have to do Final Fantasy VIII. Imagine surpassing that. So Final Fantasy VIII had a very, very hard job to do. And then I think Final Fantasy IX, some people love Final Fantasy IX because it's like more actual fantasy. Final Fantasy IX, I think, they kind of went to the side, right? Because Final Fantasy VIII is not the same degree of like cyber steampunk visuals of Final Fantasy VII, but it's close, you know, like you have guns and all that, so it's close. But Final Fantasy IX is like, no, fuck it, going back to Magic, the Gathering, and for a lot of people that's where it's at. But then again, PlayStation 2 came in, and for a lot of people, the Final Fantasy X is the first. And I think Final Fantasy X is the end of the golden era of Final Fantasy. And mind you, this comes from a person that actually enjoyed Final Fantasy 15, you know, and 16 too. So it's not like, oh, everything that's in my time, everything was better. Not really. I like Final Fantasy 15. Talking about the devil, because Squall Leonhard. There you go. Certainly not the man with the. Sorry, I don't know what I was saying that day. Damn, this card is gorgeous. If you compare this to the Final Fantasy trading card game, which I have a video about that, this is one of the arts that is like closer to just being a screenshot of the game, and that's why if it's not a screenshot, I think it's a screenshot. That's why the artist is just Square Enix. It's like, listen. Now, what's the criteria for sometimes having a screenshot and sometimes I don't know. I guess it's up to the art director or to Square Enix. I really don't know. Insomnia and a hero or Held, I don't know, and copy, which is a copy. Literally copy. See, sometimes it's easy. And that's it. Those are the pools. So not bad pools, but certainly not crazy. Obviously, and this is the thing about the Final Fantasy play boosters. At least I think they knew to a degree, right? Like in the previous video, which you can check here, where I did like a podcast style thing where I was opening a play booster box in English, by the way. I was commenting on like the speculation and scalpers and all that stuff. And in defense of Wizards, yes, one small defense of Wizards because they can't solve this. At least the play booster box, the play boosters, as you can see, they do have variants. Now, obviously, some of these cards only come in foil in the collector boosters, but you know, at least you can pull them by opening play boosters, and if you can manage to get them at a reasonable price. If you don't overpay for it. And again, the reason why we're opening this in German is because I don't want to pay more than MSRP whenever possible, and you should do the same. Because when we give up, when we give in and buy from scalpers is when we all lose. So, you know, this is like a united front kind of thing. This is like the Squid Games of like, it only takes one person to break the formation that everything goes to shit. I think here is the same. Obviously, everyone can do with their own money whatever they want. But me personally, I can go $10 over, maybe 15 or 20 if I really want the thing. But I'm going to pay double. I'm going to pay 40 euros more for a fucking bundle. So no. And that's why my friend was like, listen, I can get it in German, MSRP. And I was like, MSRP? Give it to me. I don't care. This way we'll learn languages. And there are a couple of cards here that I'm going to use regardless. So I guess I will learn some German along the way. Which, mind you, that's also how I learned some other languages I actually know how to speak and pronounce, not like German. It was just either speaking and using them or by playing, right? Like a lot of Japanese is just by exposure to Japanese. And, you know, all it takes for you to actually learn a language fast is to have a hobby that interests you, that forces it into you. So, if you play Magic in a different language and you really like Magic, you will learn the language by force, I guess. So, or you will just memorize the cards, in which case that's also good in the battle against Alzheimer's. So, the more you know. So, is it worth it to buy? Well, I am very late to this party. Like, I am opening these and everyone is opening the collector one, or the gift one. So, sorry, I guess this is the slow channel. Bam, 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 bam. Is it worth it? Well, I don't know, man. Mixed feelings. I have mixed feelings with this one. I mean, obviously, I collect bundles. It's my favorite products. Again, this is Bundlemania. So, this is part of Bundlemania. I don't know how it will be in German. Bundlemania? I guess Mania maybe is pronounced, or Mania is pronounced different. Yeah, in German it's bundle. Unless bundle is like a universal word that they just keep in English. So, I guess Bundlemania, I don't know. So, I like it for collection purposes the same way that I guess someday I will buy the Final Fantasy gift one if I can get it at a decent price. I'm going to pay like $300 for it, guys. Chill the F down. Because it's really about the box and the die. Like, the boosters are cool, but just buy play booster. If you want the booster, just buy play booster boxes. They are like, you can buy a play booster box very close to what the bundle costs you in some stores. Like, I seen these in some stores at 130, and the play booster box I seen at 140, 50, or 160, which is even 180. It's more expensive, but you do the math and you only get 9 boosters versus the 35, 36. No, they cut that. I think it's 32 now. Or 28. Fuck, I don't know. I'm the worst YouTuber ever. Let me check. Okay, yeah, 30. So went to check, and it's 30. So 30. Now if you can see it, but 30. So yeah, and by the way, yeah, I guess we can open this one if you want. I don't open play boosters often because they have too many boosters and I talk a lot. But if you like the last time we did it and you like me just podcasting and ranting about stuff, let me know. And if you want a topic in particular for me to discuss, also let me know. I guess we can open this one. This one is in English, by the way. Again, I don't have anything against German. It's just that I guess that for some people it can be a turn-off. So, I seen it for 130, and that thing cost me 140, I think. So, you know what I mean? I didn't pay that. I paid like 60 or 70 for this. I don't remember. I paid the MSRP. I don't remember what is the MSRP anymore because for Universes Beyond it's more expensive. So, but yeah. So is it worth it? I mean, I like the box in this perspective, even though this I don't like that much. This is okay, and this is cool. This is I don't like the pose too much. I will have prefer like a city, like a famous thing from Final Fantasy instead of just like one character, another character. It feels like a lot like an Ultra Pro Pokemon playmat, just like one PNG, another PNG. My job is done. Graphic design is my passion. So, I don't know. The boosters are boosters, so as always, do the math. This should be the cost of X boosters, and then a little bit more because of the box and the die. The box, do your own judgment. This is subjective. I am a big Final Fantasy fan, although I make mistakes, like mistaking Squall with Laguna, but it is what it is. And I think this is okay. The die is cool, but I am not blowing my socks over this. You know what I mean? It's like, it's cool. I guess people can say it's Final Fantasy, but it's not the best looking die we had. I think they did this pearl touch to it. For it to not be that boring, because otherwise it will be just white and it will be very boring. So it's not bad. It's not the worst die. I think it's cool. I think that the best thing that this bundle has going for it, honestly, is that it has 2 rares or mythics, and at random that you can get, and they get like this special treatment. So that's not bad. It's cool. And the lands are pretty cool. The lands are freaking cool. You get them all in foil. So that's very good. So that's the take. I think it's okay. Again, at MSRP, if you like bundles, it's always worth it. And more than that, F that. Don't. Just don't. So let me know down below what you think. And let me know what you think about our bundle experience then. And if you speak German, my apologies. It's not my. I tried, but it's beyond my capabilities. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave me a comment, tell me you hate me or correct me, because I swear sometimes I say shit in the heat of the unboxing, and I don't realize, even when editing the video. And then you guys correct me, and I'm like, oh, fuck, that's right. But I appreciate it, and I will always acknowledge it and appreciate fixes, corrections, because otherwise I don't learn. Sometimes I don't know. It's not a mistake. I'm just wrong. But it's okay being wrong. It's just a matter of how you improve with it. So, quoting Kratos from God of War 2018, don't be sorry, be better. So, I guess that's it. And I will see you next time on PAX and Recreation. Bye.